The Bronco Raptor is the king of SUVs. I'll include a link to the Ford here in Park City's website in the description down below. They're providing us with this Bronco Raptor. I'll also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. Under the hood is a turbo 3-liter V6 that goes through a 10-speed. Fuel economy is 15 around town, 16 on the highway, with power outputs being 418 horsepower and then 442 pound-feet of torque. We're closing in on 500,000 subscribers. I'd really appreciate it if you'd help out with that. Now this one's got the cool hood decal. You can see the venting behind that. And then notice the mirrors are attached to the body, so you still have mirrors if you have the doors off. And the mirrors are blacked out on this one. You've got the signature amber lights with the Bronco Raptor. You also have the marker lights. The other marker lights are on the mirrors, but that's because this is over 80 inches wide. Fog lights on the bottom section. We've got recovery points. And notice it's actually blacked out for the most part with that front bumper. So then, the whole thing, that's nice. Anywho, all of the blacked out elements contrast nicely with the white on this particular Bronco Raptor. 37-inch tall tires wrapped around 17-inch wheels. Nice all-terrain tires. I wonder if they'll ever do mud terrains from the factory, because Jeep does that with a lot of their Wranglers and stuff. Now, unlike a Jeep, it has independent front suspension, and then you have these gigantic fender flares. The body's the same size as a regular Bronco. It's the fender flares that give you the width. You've got side step rock rail protection with this, and then you can see that removable piece on the rear fender flare in case it gets damaged. It's easy to replace. Live valve Fox shocks with the Bronco Raptor as well. Take a look at the side profile. This thing sits really high, and you can see just the amount of travel it has. When it comes to key fob features, we've got our lock and unlock function, remote start, and then the Bronco logo on the back. Now, popping into the rear, you have hydraulic assist with the swing gate here, and this one actually has the table added to the back too. 12 volt here in the rear, and yeah, this is just the regular Bronco in terms of storage space. There is reinforcement throughout the top that does get in the way of the headroom and stuff a little bit, vertical space, but it's actually not too bad. Now, this is really easy to close, and then you've got special lights for the Bronco Raptor. More marker lights there just above the 37-inch tall spare tire, and just like the front, you've got an upgraded rear bumper. And that will cap things off for the exterior of this Bronco Raptor. This week's giveaway makes my Jeep look lame because it is a supercharged Rubicon 392 that is fully decked out, producing 650 horsepower. Now, not only can you win this Rubicon 392, but part of the giveaway is also $26,000 in cash to help pay for the taxes. And not only that, your donations go towards helping children's and veterans charities. So use code BHC or click the link in the description down below or in the pinned comment. Any donation, $25 or more, will give you 4x bonus entries. Let's now check out the interior. So you've got some blacked out trim there on the door panel. Again, the side steps help with accessing. This one has the upgraded seats. You've got some leather trim, then you have the suede and kind of mesh trim in the center. Now, legroom similar to a Wrangler. It's not bad, but it's not like massive or anything like that. Window controls in the center. We also have some vents in the center, and then this does have some sound deadening up top. Keyless entry for up front, and let's check it out. Blind spot monitoring with the mirrors. You've got more of that blacked out trim on the door panel itself. 981 for the payload capacity with this. Raptor there on the seat. Again, you can see that kind of mesh there. Power adjustments with lumbar support on the side. The front passenger seat also has power adjustments with lumbar support. Raptor style steering wheel with the marker at the top. You got paddle shifters there in the back, some carbon fiber trim on this one. Adjustments for the exhaust, the suspension, your custom drive mode. That's to adjust the steering, and this has adaptive cruise control. So I've got a full digital gauge cluster. This is now standard across the Bronco lineup. I think it's a nice addition. I mean, it was standard in the Bronco Raptor regardless, but it's cool that all the Broncos have this. It's customizable. It'll also give you a fun little animation for the different drive modes. Controls for the off-road stuff is up top. Sorry, the lighting's not going to really show the whole thing, but anyways, that's your stabilizer bar disconnect. Diff locks for the front and the rear. Trail turn assist, stability, and then your hazard lights built into the top. Then you notice there's a USB port behind that. We've got a large infotainment system with this. I'm pretty sure this is now standard across the Bronco lineup too, if I remember right. But yeah, it's quick to respond, and it gives you a big view with the camera system as well. Physical buttons for the radio controls, dual zone climate, heated seats, heated steering wheel all built into that area. USB ports, I like the little kind of Bronco Raptor front fascia there built into that. Anyways, you've got the shifter for the 10-speed. Got some carbon fiber on that, some cup holders. This is our drive mode select, so you twist for the drive mode. On top is the drive line. Part-time four-wheel drive system, but it has high, low, and auto. Also has off-road cruise control. Window controls behind that, you can see for the mirror adjustments, and then the center console lid. Got some nice trim on the top of that. 6 auxiliary switches built in with this, and just like the Jeep, it's easy to take off the front 2 pieces of the hardtop with the latches. So Ford did decrease the MSRP prices on the Bronco Raptor, so $93,890. Let's see how this performs. BR Bronco Raptor. What a cool machine. So here's my piece of it. Well, we have 0 fuel. I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit, as they say. Here's my piece of advice. If you want to get the most out of your Bronco Raptor, of course the Ford Performance Tune. I think it's worth it, right? It's OEM tuning. That is like the best route you can ever go. And it'd be more than enough power. Second thing, do not drive an F-150 Raptor. Do not drive an F-150 Raptor. There's a reason why Ford started the whole Raptor formula with the F-150 and did the F-150 for a very long time. That is the best vehicle for the Raptor formula. Long wheelbase, lots of stability. This is not bad, and on road it actually drives phenomenally well. It's extremely comfortable. It is a little bit noisier. Yeah, they're still just doing regular windows. You do get some wind noise, and you do get some tire noise. Again, it's a convertible SUV with 37s. You're gonna get some noise. That's to be expected. But noise aside, this just doesn't have the stability of the F-150 Raptor. That's the one big downside of the Bronco Raptor compared to the F-150. But it is still a wide vehicle. It's still, you know, decently long wheelbase. It's a short wheelbase in the grand scheme of things, but for an SUV, it's got a decent sized wheelbase. Man, this thing's comfortable. I will say that table in the back does make some noise, so I don't know if I'd recommend getting that. I was gonna say, I feel like there shouldn't be staticky noise. It was the radio. Yeah, the seats are comfortable, and the interior is wide. That's the thing that's nice about the Bronco compared to the Wrangler, is the interior is a lot bigger. Now, that means that this is much bigger on trails, especially with this Raptor package. But I think that that's a price that is worth paying for the Baja type suspension and everything else this has going for it. So yeah, let's see if we can get flipped around here now. I think we're clear. Yep. I get a little acceleration. Sounds pretty good for a V6. Again, it's not like slow or anything like that, but yeah, the tune helps out quite a bit. And it has a 4.7 axle ratio, so it's able to put down that power, especially in a crawling circumstance. Ford decreasing the price of the Bronco Raptor, I think that is very welcome to the market. But the thing that I think Ford and Jeep need to understand is these are still convertible SUVs at the end of the day. And the reason I'm bringing Jeep into this equation, obviously the Wrangler competes against the Bronco, and Jeep has a similar problem where the Wranglers, certain packages like the 392 are just too expensive, you know? And this Bronco Raptor package, realistically, this needs to be $80,000 fully loaded. That's where this needs to be price-wise. At that point, I think people are still, you know, it's expensive for a Ford, it's expensive for a Bronco, but I think that that's where people are willing to concede the convertible-ness of it. You know, and you get the crazy performance and everything. I think that's kind of the sweet spot for it. But yeah, I think that overall, I mean, I owned one of these. It's a ton of fun. It's definitely a learning curve, that's for sure. And that's why I say that, you know, if you want to enjoy this the most, this thing feels like a beast regardless, but especially in isolation, it really feels like a beast because you got tons of ground clearance, you got tons of travel, and it's stable. It's more stable than most vehicles, but one, you know, comparison is the thief of joy. Once you compare this to the F-150 Raptor, outside of rock crawling, all the other off-roading, it's just the F-150 is more comfortable, more stable, and all of that. So it kind of just feels like a kind of more of a, I don't know, the Raptor formula works better with the F-150 versus with the Bronco. But I will say 37s on the Bronco Raptor look a lot crazier than 37s on the F-150 Raptor.